So this is my code for my page scraper OCR challenge in C#. So first of all, C# doesn't exactly support page scraping right from the get-go, so we install a HTML agility pack through NuGet packages, and we just put this in the packet manager, and we got also add this when we want to use it. And just in itself, this is a flow layout which we use to display images, which from this website we'll show you later. And these are the two websites I found working so far. So BBC Weather and IMDb. And the problem is most websites nowadays, they don't exactly like programs trying to scrape from them, so they will obviously block them. And so these are two websites I found to work so far. Okay, so first of all, we just have two form variables. We have a temperature and user URL. Here we have an async task, and this is going to be used to fetch the temperature from BBC Weather. This is just an example and not the proper page scraping. This is just an example of a website I know definitely works. So this is the URL for BBC Weather. Then we create a HTTP client instance, kind of like how we do random when we create a new instance of random. It's just like that, or create a new instance of StreamWriter. And this HTTP client is going to send file requests and receive responses from the URL. Then we have HTML. This will send a GET request to get the files that we need. Then we have the HTML document. This is the files we want. And so what it's gonna do, it's gonna go to the page and it's gonna ask for the HTML document. We're gonna load it here. We're gonna create it here, and then we're gonna load it here. And here we're looking for the temperature. So in the HTML document, we're gonna look for the document node that is under this. Essentially, when you go onto a website and you press inspect, in order to find the temperature, this is what it's classified by. So putting this in will give us the temperature from BBC Weather. And yeah, this is found in the brackets, can be found by highlighting the temperature and pressing inspect. So if I just copy and go into my browser, here we have BBC Weather. We can press inspect element. Okay, if we press, I highlighted it and I inspected the element, we can see that we have the classes, we have the use these. So here we can see that the temperature we need is this. Div class is equal to this, and this is the value we're looking for. Okay, so let's go back to the application. Okay, so once we've selected that, we get the text and we're going to put it into temperature, which we've already had a variable for, and we're going to return this. So obviously this task is called by a button, we'll see, and it's just going to get rid of any white space with .trim. However, we're doing a try and catch. We're going to try this. Sometimes, if in the future BBC Weather decides to change how they classify the temperature, it won't work. So we're going to end up showing a message box. It's going to show failed, and we're going to show the reason why it's failed. So we're catching the exception. So exception is the error that went wrong, and we're using EX, so we're going to do EX.message and EX.stackTrace to let us know what failed, and then we're going to return empty. We're going to return nothing because it didn't work. Okay, and then this example button is just going to link back to this. We're just going to await and fetch the temperature, and then we're just going to add it to our text box or label. Okay, now we have an execute button, very similar. We're going to just take in the user URL this time, and we're just going to take the image scraper. So this is an image scraper, so we're going to put in, and it's going to bring up all the images, and this is the code for this. So we have the URL, again, same logic, HTTP client, getting the HTML document. And now this is the general thing we're looking for, just images, square brackets at CRC, and this searches for all the images in the HTML, not a specific image. Then we're going to create a list for that, and for each image, in images. So for as many images on the website in the HTML document, we're gonna check everything in image to see if it has an src. If it does, this means we can actually take the image and we can actually get a URL for it, because some images might be shortened down or might simply not have a URL that we can retrieve to actually display. So if it is empty, this means that if it starts with slash, this means that it needs to be converted. So the URL needs to be converted, and this is just converting the URL. So essentially, if it doesn't have an src or it's empty, it means it has a shorter URL. So we're going to convert it here into a URL we can actually use, and we're going to add it to the list. And then we're going to call the display images, and we're going to return empty. But we're just going to return empty. There's no need to return anything, because we are doing a task. Again, another try catch. Okay, and then our display images, what it's going to do is it's going to take out this flow layout panel. It's going to clear it, and then for each URL in the image URL, we're going to create a new picture box. We're going to put it in there, and we've made it of height and width of 100 by 100, and we're just going to fill the box. Okay, and then we're just going to add it. Okay, so let me just copy this IMDb, which is a good website for demonstrating this. So first, let's check out the example. We press example. It shows us partly cloudy and light winds. Let's go back onto our browser. We can see here, look, it says partly cloudy and light winds. That's showing us the conditions. That's what we retrieved. And here I'm going to put IMDb into this. Okay, we're going to execute this. And here, look, we have all the images, not all the images, but most of the images on the website. And if we go onto IMDb itself, we can actually compare and see what images we got. So let's look. We have this Spider-Man looking image. Let's see where it is on the site. Okay, and look, here is the image we found, the Spider-Man image. We can see that it's actually brought both of these images, so this image here and also this image here. And we can just scroll through